Hello friend, welcome to exciting tutorial where I teach you a database crash course in episode number 2. If you are not yet watching out a first episode, I put a link in the description so that you can view and to know where we started and where we ended. So in this tutorial, I'm so excited to teaching a database focused on your user interface, short for UE. So what the one I'm going to start with in how to teach you how to access a database using browser, using a user interface like you see here. By using a user interface like this we see there. And also we are going to discuss on how to create, to read, update and delete data in MySQL database. So all operation I'm going to teach right now, so be there with me. And if you found that this tutorial is helpful for you, please don't forget to subscribe and share to another friend in order to everyone to be learn this database. So the tools that needed in order to begin, it is a XAMPP, or it is a MySQL database. A MySQL database you can use it, for example, like we see here, you can download in order to access MySQL database. You can download one of these, including, it depends on you what operating system you are using. If you are using a Windows, you can download a XAMPP on the internet. If you are using a Macintosh, you can download a MAMP. Also, if you are using a LAMP, like you are using a Linux like me, I'm installing a Ubuntu Linux, you can use a LAMP instead. So if you fail to installing this application, I'll put a link in the description where I already creating a tutorial so that you can watch out, where we teach you how to installing this application called XAMPP on your computer. So a user interface of let's see the overview of what we are going to cover right now. So it should look like this. Oh, sorry there. So we are going to focus on both of this operation that I'm showing, like overview. So showing how to create a database, how to delete, how to create tables, how to insert, to put column, and etc. on how to insert a data, a record, or you can say that how to update that record, how to delete, and the bonus tip as well I will teaching on this episode. So the first episode we focused on using a terminal or command line user interface, so that it is a good idea to use both of them, or to have knowledge on using both of them, including UI, which is a user interface, and terminal, to accessing a MySQL database using a terminal. So the first tutorial we focused on using a terminal, but right now it is using a user interface, or you can say GUI. So all operation I will teach right now, like you see here, the overview. you see here, to increase the speed in order to start. Here it is using a terminal. You can say the SQL language. Okay, I hope we have seen. So let's start. To start with, you can be preparing a tools. So if you are using a window, and you are already installing a XAMPP, go to the search menu and search a XAMPP, and open that launch of the XAMPP and activate this service, Apache and MySQL on window. If you are using a Linux like me, you need to start a XAMPP. You can go to the terminal and go direct where you've already installing that XAMPP. So mine, I'm installing on this location. Let me show you quickly here. On here. So here, this is the place that I'm installing the XAMPP. So to access, I'm going to, in short, I'm going to navigate like this, go back and type like this. If you are using a lamp, or you're installing a Linux in your computer, just do like this and put a password there, so it's showing examples was already running. So in order to prove that, you can go to the browser. You can use any browser, it is your choice, including Firefox, Google Chrome, and etc. So now I'm going to type a local host and press enter. If you have installing successfully on your computer this XAMPP, and type a new URL here like this, it will bring you to this location. If we don't see this, it means that either we don't activating the Apache and the MySQL, or you fail to installing a XAMPP. So now I'm going to go direct to the MySQL database. So you can say phpMyAdmin. You can click that link and it will bring you to this location. So here you can see here it is more many table due to many projects that I already creating. So here there's many database due to many projects that I already created. So now I'm going to let me delete this. Give me a second, please. Okay. So we see this launch. So to create a database using a user interface, you can click here and it will bring you to this location. You can type a database name that you want to provide. You can provide a database name that you want to put. For example, here I'm starting, I can like this. Database name should be my side. I'm going to write the hospital and click create. So now I'm successfully creating a hospital database like we see here on the right side. Here it say a table name, so you can provide a table name. Also a table name, you can write any name to your choice, but don't start with number and so on. For example, here I can say the staff. This is the name of the table only. database called the hospital, and here you can specify how much column do you want on that table. By default it is 4. If you want to adjust, you can change, but I'm put as a default and click create. It's loading and it will bring you to this location. So here it's showing the table name, add. So here when you add it, if we put a few column, can add just for, can adjust any, can just how much table, how much column do you want, and click go. So here there's in a table name, on a table of staff, I want a staff member should have an ID, also should have a user ID, also staff should have a first name, last name. But I want more, can add here. I want to add 3 column and press go. So like you see here, it was being added. So I want email of that staff member. Also I want a password. Also I want to add a status of that staff member, and I want to add more column. Click go there, and I'm going to add a date in order to see which date was being registered that staff member. After adding a column name there, so you can specify a type. So a type can specify which data you want to enter on that column. So on the ID I put as integer, and a length, this specify how much length do you want to that column. So mine I want to put 11. On user ID I want to put an integer, and a length of value which is 11 as well. And also in a first name I want to put a variable character. So a variable character can handle character, including character like symbols, a number, and this text, or can put on that column. If we hover, it give a information. So a variable length of that string, you can see that here. So if the first name I want to put a length of 20 character. So a last name as well, variable character, they want to put 20 character. On email we want to put a variable character, and I'm adding a 100 character. And a password, I put a variable character so that can add a 100 as well. A status I can put here to be 10, at least 10 character. And a date, here I want to put a timestamp. A timestamp is the mechanism that put a time automatically on which time was being entered that data. So here I'm put a 6. So a variable character I'm talking about, it is like this. If we allow we put a var, can allow any words and the symbols and the number as well. If we are putting an integer can only allow numbers. If we are putting like here we see a timestamp, so this is special for a date. So now you can say, for example, we are adding, can you put like this, so here it is here. So this will look like this on a timestamp. So a timestamp can capture a time that we entered that data. So it's showing a date and a time of that data was being captured. And here it is a length. The length we limit how much length do you want on that data. If for example we are putting a 3, so it means that only 3 characters will be allowed to enter on that column, like here 1, 2, 3. So if we're putting a number also, it should be 1, 2, 3. So that is a limitation we provide there. And also here we can leave as it is. If you want to, for example, you want your status to be defined as should provide which value do you want, but I'm selecting as none. Here I'll leave as it is, and don't forget on the auto ID to go to the here it's saying AI, so it means that auto increment. So tick there, and here make sure it is primary key, so it means that when a first record enter on that table, it count number 1. If a second data enter in that table, it count number 2, so it increase on sequence. After finish that, and click at the very bottom here showing save, and click there, so it shows the structure of that table of stuff. Like you see here, a server, it is a localhost, the database, it is a hospital, and the table, it's known as staff. So a structure of the table called staff was being look like this. See here, it is the name of the column, a data type that we allow, and so on and so forth. So let's browse in order to see that column that is being created. So now we are finished on teaching on how to create a database and how to create a table. So now it is your time to insert a record on a table on user interface. Once you are here, you can click here to say insert, and it bring you to this location. As you remember, on the ID it's incrementing in sequence, so that don't worry about that, you can ignore that. And in user ID you can provide a user ID. So here I'm putting a random and a name. I'm going to write in my name. A last name, I'm going to write a last name. My email, I'm going to provide my email there. Also a password, I'm putting a weak password. The status of that staff member, it is active. And here on your date, you can click there, here where a cursor is, and it gives it this feature, and just click it, enter on your keyboard to put a time of the today, and click go. So now you are successful. It's showing one row inserted. Here it is a query that was being used to insert